Today, on You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, we're talking about the new sports romance film starring Zendaya, Challengers.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this. So go and press play and rewind this. This picture is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies, yeah, I've been above. Whether big or they small, no, for me don't make a difference, love them. You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this. So go and press play and rewind this. This picture is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it didn't hit. No, gotta lose it. Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein. I am your host, Silas Lindenstein. Welcome. Today, I'm reviewing the new film Challengers. Challengers is a sports romance, rated R, runs 2 hours and 11 minutes, written by Justin Kuritzkes, directed by Luca Guadagnino. The cast, it stars a small cast of featured actors, Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Faist. The story: Tashi, a tennis player turned coach, has transformed her husband from a mediocre player into a world-famous Grand Slam champion. To jolt him out of a recent losing streak, she makes him play a challenger event, close to the lowest level of tournament on the pro tour. Tensions soon run high when he finds himself standing across the net from the once promising, now burnt out Patrick, his former best friend and Tashi's former boyfriend. This is a film that I know was supposed to come out earlier, much earlier, but the writers and actors strike pushed the release back. And glad it finally was able to come out. I hadn't anticipated this. I was looking to see Zendaya in a new type of film than she's been doing. Mainly MCU type stuff, and she had that one with she had that a Netflix of 2-man play almost a couple of years ago. I was interested to see the trailers. You could tell that she was a highly sought, playing this highly prodigy of a tennis player who gets injured and then becomes a coach, helps these two best friends who kind of grow up as they went to like boarding school together, like a boarding school for tennis players, future tennis stars. So they kind of been groomed to play tennis from being really young, right? So the kind of create a little love triangle. Now, what I really liked about the film was I was kind of I was surprised by the way they presented it, because going by the trailer, I was wondering like, well, how are we gonna feel for her? Like, we know that she gets hurt. How are we gonna understand, like, have an emotional connection to her before she gets hurt and then this other part of her life starts? Well, they do it in form of a flashback, so this doesn't run just A to Z in order timeline. They kind of jump forward and back in time a bit, not too much. It's not jarring at all, but and I'd say that's one of the best things about the film is how the presentation, the story on this. They made something that it could have been a mediocre story, I think, but I think the way they chose to tell this with the time jumping, for one, makes it a very impressive story. It kept me fully engaged. I mean, it's a 2 hours, 11-minute film, but it did not feel like that. It did not feel long at all. The other thing that they did that I really loved was, and some of y'all are going to hate this. Some of you are not going to like the interesting camera work that they do in the film. Some of the cinematography, like I'll point out that there's like a moment when in this tennis match to try to get the feeling of this back and forth and what's going on both between the actors and the story and the what's driving this game, because we know sports movies are never about the sport, right? It's about it's always a metaphor for something else that's going on. And they do these super close-ups, they do these slowdowns. At one point, the point of view of the camera is from the ball, and the ball is like the camera going back and forth. And the way they shoot it, I would almost think it would be distracting, but for some reason it works. It just it engages you and gets you into it. I think some people are going to be tripped out because they've never seen camera work like this before, and they're going to go, "I do not understand what this is about. What happened? You're not going to like. They are not going to like it." I liked it. I thought it was shot in a very artistic manner that really engaged me, and I really appreciated that. And I'd say the third best thing about this is the acting. I mean, this is essentially a three-person story. There's tons of other people that show up in and out of it, right? But it focuses on the three people, these three leads, and they just do a phenomenal job in all of in their acting through the whole thing. So the story, the story, the cinematography, and the acting. I think those are my highlights of the film. And like Zendaya as this, she she's curious, and it makes you curious. I think as an actor, she's she's very specific in her acting. She has a clear objective of things she's trying to do, and you can read the subtleties of what's going on and what she's checking as she's testing the other people. She's a really brilliant actor, I think, and I'm really enjoying these films that she gets to show her acting chops and not that she was just a Disney kid, right? She's really developed in this wonderful film, and I believe she's actually one of the executive producers on this as well. Um, it's I think it's probably challenging to make a film about tennis. I mean, I like tennis, but not like it's not soccer. I I I I thought I would have a hard time connecting with the film, and I didn't. They made me understand it, and I think it's through the characters. The film made me think a lot about the love of sports and how you need to love it and enjoy it to succeed. And it starts off with these players who are good, but she's the one who she loves the sport. Zendaya's character Tashi loves it. Her her the two guys, there's on the opposites. One is like super talented, but it's not really like into it, right? And the other one is like wants to be better than he is, and he really needs the help to get to that next level. And it's interesting because as some of you know, like I'm a youth soccer coach, right? And I just kept thinking about how how much you're into the game and how that affects you. And I loved her Zendaya's character, how you could see the pain in her for not being able to play, and the fact that her guy wasn't the way how he was performing was like she wanted to be in his place. She didn't want to just coach. She wanted to be him, and mad at him for not, doing the best he can, or trying to improve. Like she didn't ever like there's a moment where she talks about I don't want to not talk about tennis. Guy complains about her talking about tennis all the time, but she loves it. Like, and if you love something, you talk about it all the time. And it bothered him, and you could see it's because he didn't love it. And I think that's an undercurrent in the story through the whole thing. I always like to talk about what the worst parts of a film for me, like the flaws in the film. And not that the film is flawless. I mean, and what I'm struggling with is I don't like a couple of the choices characters make, but I don't think that's a fault of the film. I think maybe you will get frustrated at the characters in this for not doing what you think is the right thing. But I mean, that's more of a discussion point, right? It's not their fault. It's the characters. They played them really well. I think this is one of those films that I want to talk about with other people because I think there's so many little nuances, and um I look forward to hearing what other people say about this. Um because I don't think there's a lot of flaws in this film. Maybe the stakes could have been higher. I don't know. I think there's some. I think in the time jumping and the focus on the three, you maybe you don't get to spend as much time with, the future, the present or the future Zendaya's character, like what her family life is like as much because the focus is so much on the relationship and those what those exact characters are doing. And here's the thing: if you don't like those characters, not going to be much else to choose from the film. But I think you will. I think those are. I think it's really good. Um, and I think there's some important lessons in this film about remembering what it is you love and remembering what got you to where you are. Recapturing that fire that you have inside. Yeah, I think those are the main lessons of this. Is it rewatchable? Absolutely. I look forward to seeing this again because I want to talk to somebody. I gotta do a film club about this film. Okay, so there you go. The problem with good films is I don't have a lot to say about them, right? Like, no, I really enjoyed it without just talking up the film. I'm stuck. What else do we do here? But yeah, the biggest weakness for the film, I guess, is going to probably be that if you don't like creative, artistic cinematography or storytelling, you might be a bit lost with this film. But I think if you are someone who enjoys the cinema and you enjoy a relationship, and maybe like even like, oh, what's a good little sports story, little story centered around sports. This is one for you. Okay. But yeah, that's it. This is my quick review of Challengers 2024, starring Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Faist. Good film. Yeah, on my scale of love it, like it, or lose it, I'm giving Challengers a love it. I definitely want you to see this film. It's it's one. I don't even know if there's other tennis films. I'm sure there are, but I can't think of one in my head where like, oh, that was a great tennis film. So I'm gonna go look for one of those. Anyhow, till next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening. Of course, if you did see the film, let me know what you think. Did you agree with this review or not? What'd you think? Did I get it wrong, or did I get an ace? The aces got the film, nailed it, or was it a fault? Was I off? Let me know in the comments. All right. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this. So go and press play and rewind this. This picture is timeless. Love it, like it, or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies, yeah, I've been above. Whether big or they small, no, for me don't make a difference. Love 'em. You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find us. So go and press play and rewind us. This picture is timeless. Love it, like it, or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded. But the film, if it didn't hit, no, gotta lose it. Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas. Yeah.